Now going over to the business blunder of the day, you have the post office hitting a $6.5 billion loss for 2023. Now, granted, they're also part of the government, so it could be the government business blunder of the day or the government blunder of the day. But if we were to cover that topic exclusively, well, that'd be the whole show because there's so many vast volume of ineptitudes from them. Now, this is thanks to Fox Business. They noted that the U.S. Postal Service has posted a $6.5 billion net loss for fiscal 23, while operating revenue fell by $321 million. Now, they also noted that while the operating revenue fell $322 million, or about 0.4%, to $78.2 billion compared to the same time period last year, the first-class mail fell to the lowest volume since 1968. Now, not to brag too much, but I can't help but think I'm single-handedly keeping them employed with the myriad of thank you cards and handwritten notes that I sent throughout the years, and the postage stamps that I continue to purchase. And it's also another annoying anti-competitive thing. You can't send a postcard or a card through UPS or FedEx. The government has a nice monopoly on that. They also know that the federal entity pointed to a $2.6 billion in inflation cost and a decrease in mail volume for significant losses. The 2023 fiscal period for them ended September 30th. Which again, ironic, the government caused the inflation partially. They know that the total operating expenses for FY 2023 were $85.4 billion, an increase of $5.8 billion or 7.3% compared to the same time period last year. The UPS hoped to break even on a 2023 as part of a 10-year restructuring plan known as the quote-unquote Delivering for America that was announced in 2021. It aims to eliminate $160 billion in predicted losses. However, the plan has taken an early hit in the news of 2023 losses. Can't speak today. If you click the comment section and make your lack of ability to speak, probably, perhaps, can't try. Now, they noted also that the results came after the USPS posted a net income of $56 billion last year. However, that stemmed primarily from a bailout via the Postal Service Reform Act in 2022, which ended a mandate of pre-fund retirees' health benefits. The agency's adjusted loss in 2022 was $473 million. Let's see here. Now, the Postmaster General, DeJoy, said, quote, "We are also addressing our near-term financial headwinds relative to inflation as we make strong progress in our long-term cost control and revenue-generating strategies," unquote. Well, you know what would be one really effective way? Oh, let's go back to the numbers real quick. So the first-class mail fell by 6.1% in 2023 and is down 53% since 2006. But revenue from first-class mail increased $515 million, or 2.1%, because of higher price of stamps. Always increasing those price of stamps, always. Now, they also know that first class is the highest revenue generating class by mail, accounting for $24.5 billion, or 31% of the USPS revenue in 2023. It is used most by people to send letters and pay bills. The net loss was also impacted by accounting for its underfunded retirements caused by an accrual revaluation and discount rate changes, the agency claimed. The USPS has 640,000 employees, reported a 2.6% increase in employee compensation and benefits cost, coming to a total of $52.8 billion. It plans to cut $1 billion in transportation costs next year. Which, again, that's nothing. It's $1 billion? Ridiculous. Now, they also say they're planning to yet again increase postage stamp rates in January, which will mark the 5th rate hike since 2021. This coming on the heels of a July postage increase. Which, yeah, retiree benefits, wages are one of the biggest chunks, and you just can't talk about those because you'll lose their votes. It's one of those instances where one of the best metaphors for unions and the government is a post office. Go to a post office. You'll see, well, I suppose I appreciate it because, I mean, I kind of appreciate retro gaming, but you'll see tube TVs in the 90s. You'll see 6 employees working there, but only 2 of them actually doing anything because they're in a union. Their jobs are protected. They don't have to try. It's the most cushiony job on the planet. I'll never forget, I was in line because I had to do a passport years ago. There's a line of people, like 12 people waiting in line. There are 6 people working, unquote, unquote, at the post office that day. 2 of them were at the counter. 1 was in the back, and 2 of them were standing there, doing nothing. In any apt business, anyone with a modicum of intelligence or effort or strive to improve, anyone, they would open up another 3rd or 4th register so they could facilitate that line of additional customers. Of course they did not. And I like to go against the grain every once in a while. When I finally did get to the front line, I asked, hey, can you open one of these up to help out other people? And I won't comment on, let's just say she didn't put much effort into her looks, but nevertheless, she lazily said, oh no, I'm a supervisor, I don't do that. So in the most cliche, corrupt union method ever example, she was standing there on her smartphone playing games. And the other gal, I kid you not, was doing her nails. They were supervisors. No private sector business would ever do that. No one with a modicum of business intelligence would. Not only does it cost you a lot of money because you're paying them to do nothing, especially with all these ridiculous benefits that are not competitive, but also just in terms of customer appreciation and doing the right thing for the customer, everyone in that line had a disdain towards those lazy employees because we knew they're getting paid to do nothing. A private sector company, they would open up additional lines. They would have employees help you. Not stand there and do nothing. And in the private sector, if you saw that, they'd be out of business soon. You'd go somewhere else and find a better option. However, you can't in this case because they have a monopoly on this. If any company could handle postage, the USPS, they'd be gone overnight. The only justification you could possibly have for their existence is to assist Americans in rural America where it's not yet fiscally attractive for someone like FedEx or UPS to reach them and provide them service yet. I believe that price point will drop down dramatically once we employ newer technologies. We're going to have a lot of drone deliveries in the future, I'm sure. But as long as they're not allowed to compete in the market, there's also not a lot of incentive to go after delivering of those small things like little handwritten cards. And granted, those things are also going down in popularity. When's the last time you got a handwritten card? Also a good way to stand out, depending on what your career is or who you are as a person. That's why one of the reasons I like to send them, to show them my appreciation. So to have such a huge, massive loss, and again, they're not going to do anything to fix it because then after the government will just continue to bail them out. So that's got to be the business blunder of the day. Again, thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Don't forget to take the time to like, subscribe, and comment. Trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of November. And your feedback is also greatly appreciated. If you give me notes in the comment section, that's how I know what things I need to work on to make the show better and better. Also, and lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your co-workers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.